I ate something that most people probably wouldn't. They're called Rocky Mountain oysters. And just like many of you at the time, I didn't know what they were either. Basically, what happened was I was traveling through Colorado, and as I came down through these hills, I saw the town of Walton, Colorado. Now, this town's got like a population of 500, and when I tell you you can see the literal town and then just all the farm around it, the town is just tiny. It's a little plopped down in a rural area. Now, there were emergency vehicles all over the town, red and blue lights, fire trucks, police cars, and I'm thinking the absolute worst must have happened there. So I get down to the town, I'm blocked by some sheriffs. I pull up and I'm like, "Hey, like, what happened here?" And the sheriff's like, "Oh, we're having our rodeo today." And I'm like, "Oh, rodeo?" I was like, what's going on with the cops and everything?" They're like, "Oh, well, we just have the street block down so that, people can have the parade." And I was like, "Oh, there's a parade too?" He's like, "Yeah, we got a parade, we got bull riding, we got a cookout, we got a nut roast." And I'm like, "Nut roast?" I was like, "I love nuts." The guy gave me a little bit of a weird look, but anyone who's ever been to New York City, nuts for nuts, they're delicious. And I'm like, "I'm gonna get some roasted nuts. Let's get it." There was no bull riding. There was barrel racing, I think it's called. The kids were riding sheep as bulls, like literal 5-year-old kids were just grabbing the sheep and get thrown around. Went to the cookout. When I get to the cookout, I'm going through the line. I'm getting some hamburgers, some hot dogs. As I'm going through, I'm like, is this nut roast? Like, it must be out. And I get over to the one stand, which doesn't have too many people at it, but it's the Rocky Mountain oyster stand. Now, when I see the Rocky Mountain oysters the first time, I'm like, oysters? Colorado? The Rocky Mountains? How the hell does that work? So I'm like, I like oysters. I'm gonna go check out the oysters. I go over there and these things were deep fried to all hell. Got a couple of my plate, started walking around this massive barn that they were holding the cookout in. And as I'm walking around, I don't know anybody there, but seat open next to this little old lady. I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I can sit with you?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course, sweetie, come on over, sit down with us." I sit down, she's like, "Oh, you got the Rocky Mountain oysters." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." I was like, "What's up with oysters in Colorado?" And she's like, "Oh, you don't know what they are?" I was like, "Nah, I've never heard of them in my life." She's like, "Well, why don't you give them a bite and, you tell me what you think." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm chewing on them. These things were like rubber, like incredibly chewy. It was like eating fat. And I'm chewing on them like very unflavored too, very bland. I'm like, "They're not very good." She goes, "No, you don't really like them." I was like, "I mean, they're okay. They're edible. I wouldn't eat them again." She's like, "Okay, well, they're bull testicles." And I'm like, "Bull what?" She's like, "Bull testicles. We cut them off, cut them in half, throw them in some batter, and deep fry them." Now I know why they're chewy. And I also know why when I told the sheriff, "Nut roast, I love nuts," I was saying that I love ball sack. Yeah, so if you ever get Rocky Mountain oysters, they're not oysters. Bull testicles.